welcome to the Tully Forum. We're about to introduce the Chelmsford starting lineup for tonight's contest between Acton, Boxborough, and Chelmsford Lions. Chelmsford coming off a hot win in Billerica, a 3-2 win that went right down to the wire. This is Bill Coakley with Dan Acoyne, Bob Kilroy, and Jack Silk, still recovering from last week's contest over in Billerica. We'll finish with the introductions here of the Chelmsford starting lineups and the national anthem, and then we'll discuss tonight's game.
And the rest of the Chelmsford Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, you're all please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Get the flag, watch this.
Okay, Dan, tonight our lineup with Acton Boxborough. Acton, a young team here that last year, as we discussed before the start here, was 4-14-2, one of their wins coming against Lincoln Sudbury. And this year they seem to turn it around 7-2, although they only have 3 seniors, of which 2 of them aren't even in the starting lineup.
Yes, they're a year older and they're a much better team this year. Like you said, they graduated 6 seniors, but they're together as a team. They're playing much better. And the freshmen from last year are the players for them this year. They're a much better team this year.
Well, leading scorers in the league, again, this year at Chelmsford. We remember last year the leading scorer, Keith Acoyne. I think you know that gentleman. This year, Scotty Trahan with 25 points. He's got 12 goals, 13 goals, 12 assists. But Mike Kahn's right on his tail with 24 points. And you've got to be impressed with the player, Mike Kahn's.
Mike Curtis.
Mike Curtis.
Mike Curtis, he's really...
Sorry, Mike Kahn's, you got to get the goals up.
He's really come along, Mike. He's a hard worker, and this year he's showing it's his 3rd year on the varsity, and this is his year. He's really turned his game around. He's an offensive player. Last year he was a defensive player. He's really turned it around.
And again, Jeff Neild getting the start in net tonight, and just a phenomenal game in Billerica last week.
Yes, he needed that game more than anybody. He really, after that, they had a goal from center ice, but after that goal, he clamped it shut, and he played great the rest of the game.
All right, here we go with Chelmsford. Lindstedt in the corner, around, off to Trahan. Trahan trying to get it out. Maracchio keeping it in. Maracchio is actually one of the coach's sons here, and Mark is a junior, 5'11", 185 pounds, playing on defense. Face-off will be outside the Chelmsford zone, and it'll be Gilstrom against Mike Curtis. Or Mike Carnes, depending on which one you want, but that'll be Curtis. Dumping it in to Jay Ryan, across to Lindstedt. Again, Lindstedt real steady on defense this year.
Yes, he always did.
Into the zone, here comes Scotty. Great shot. Curtis trying to keep it in. Poked out by 11, Mike Mee. In the corner around, Jay Ryan picking it up behind the net, across round 2. Who we got over here? Okay, Jay Ryan back up to Scotty Trahan. Scotty trying to get it across to Curtis. Coach Fletcher calling for a change. Brett Stevenson out on the ice, and quick change. Greenwood behind the net. McDonald trying to center it. McDonald, quick center to Jay Ryan. Jay taking a shot. Blocked by Millwood. Jay picking it up back around the net. McDonald trying to keep it in. And here comes AB. AB with Turdrick. Trying to drop it. Can't quite connect. Around the net. Lindstedt still out there with Jay Ryan. Lindstedt up to McDonald. McDonald trying to get it to Hadger. Can't quite get it out. Back behind the net. Lindstedt picking it up. Around to Greenwood. Greenwood trying to connect with Ricky Hadger. Can't quite connect. Comes AB again. Got to get a change on the defense here, Dan.
Yeah, they've been out there a while.
And they'll dump it in and make a change here. Jay Ryan going off. Mikey Kahns. John Stanowski. A little bit of a mix-up on the lines here with Coach Fletcher tonight, with Stanowski coming out with Ricky Hadger.
I think he switched a couple of guys around.
Okay, Mike Kahns trying to keep it in, can't quite connect. Hadger back across to Lindstedt. Lindstedt, long shift for Bruce. Back around, Mike Kahns can't quite keep it in. There's Bruce. Andy Bichette with Phil Acoin at center and John Sosnowski. Sosnowski to Acoin trying to connect. Broken up, picked up again by Andy Bichette. Into the corner, Phil Acoin chasing it in, and that'll be out of the zone.
Up and down action, quick pace.
Quick pace. The right now the one shot on AB goaltender by Mikey Curtis. The only test in the game. A little bit different than Billerica the other night, Saturday.
Not as much hitting.
All right, Phil Acoin against number 10 here, Joe Veracci. Jay Ryan back out. Ryan and Lindstedt on D. Quick shot on Neild. Phil Acoin trying to take it out. Trying to hit Bichette, can't connect. Picked up by Pacelli. Pacelli dumping it in the zone. Long shot on Neild. Picked up by Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan going behind the net with number 10, Joel Veracci. Acoin knocking it out. Maracchio trying to get it out of the zone and does. Dumped in by number 10, Joel Veracci. Acoin trying to connect in. Little play in the middle of the ice here tonight. McCarthy across to Ryan. Ryan trying to get it up out of the zone. Kept in by AB at the point and pushed out by John Sosnowski. Gilstrom could be a trip. We got a break here. Quick hit by number 11, Mike Mee on Jay Ryan. First real hit of the game. Stevenson. McCarthy trying to keep it in. Curtis behind the net. Curtis trying to drop it for Scotty Trahan. Curtis and Trahan can't quite make the centering pass. Here comes Francis for AB, dumping it in long. Jay Ryan trying to pick it up. Scotty Trahan with a hit on Francis. Quick shot by Neild and a cover. Well, Dan, not the pace that we had on Saturday night, but the difference in this team from last year, AB just right now seems to be setting the pace, and Chelmsford playing down a bit to the Acton Boxborough speed, it seems.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like I said, Acton Boxborough is a different team this year. They're not like last year. They're a more offensive team this year.
Okay, Millwood against Hadger. Hadger behind to Lindstedt, dumps it around, kept in by AB. Lindstedt behind the net, being checked by 15, Ed Turdrick. Garrett Greenwood coming out, trying to keep it in. Ricky Hadger trying to pick it up by Pacelli. Pacelli around to Macklin. Macklin can't get it out. kept in by McCarthy. Behind the net, Mark Maraccio, one of the coach's sons here, trying to get it out to number 13, Justin Macklin. Got a center, and we're looking at Jeff Neal. Jeff with a great game Saturday night in Billerica, standing almost on his head during that game, making a number of stops.
Played an excellent game.
Okay, puck thrown in on the AB goaltender Jason Shostak, and Chelmsford offside to call for the whistle from the point of the shot. A coin against Verace, picked up by Bacetto. Andy dropping the puck in the corner, Pacelli, and that'll be icing. Well, this is what we like, a nice slow game after that fast-paced Billerica game the other night. We were looking at the Globe Top 20 that was posted yesterday, and Billerica, although they had stated, a few of their players had stated that they were bigger, faster, and better players, don't appear to be in the top 20, and we look in the rankings in the league, they appear to be in the cellar, so just thought we'd point that out. Okay, AB dropping it in, picked up by McCarthy. McCarthy trying to get it out, and quick hit on Andy Bacetto.
Strong kid.
Okay, Finch can't get the shot off. Broken up by... Okay, in the corner, McCarthy. McCarthy dumping it over to Mike Kahns. Mike Kahns trying to hit a coin. Broken up by Francis. Gilstrom behind the net. Broken up by Mike Kahns. Shot blocked. Mike Kahns trying to get it up and out of the zone. Chelmsford clears. Quick drop in. AB will make a change. Mike Mee coming out. Gilstrom. The coin. And Coach Fletcher calling for a change here. No ice. Kahns behind the net. Kahns being checked by Mike Mee. Can't get it out. 27, Dan Gilstrom. And across, and great play by Kevin McCarthy to break up AB, and a quick cover by Jeff Neal.
Yeah, good play by Kevin.
Dan, we're going back through the stats for last year, and notice that Jeff Neal finished the year with a 2.75 goals against, and Chris Jenkins 2.6, and they shared the duties last year. Late in the season, it was tough for Jeff to get any time with the way Chris was playing, but he seems to be stepping up to the challenge this year.
He's been waiting, and this is his time.
Okay, Lindstedt trying to get it out, kept in by Gilstrom. Long pass, and Curtis couldn't quite catch up to it and covered. Face-off will be to the left of AB goalie Jason Shostak. Good Irish boy.
A lot of different names in this game. Names you don't hear too often.
Okay, Mike Curtis will be taking the face-off against Tom Millwood. And that'll be ice. So the face-off again to the left of the AB goaltender, and Curtis against Millwood. Millwood is a junior, one of the co-captains, and again, this is a young team. AB in a rebuilding year, but actually having a pretty good year. Again, only 3 seniors on the team, and actually none of them in the starting lineup. Okay, Scotty Trahan trying to pick it up. Turdrick around. Picked up by Stevenson. Coach Fletcher putting Stevenson on the, got a break here. That looked like that puck had actually gotten out of the zone. Jay Ryan trying to keep it in. Turdrick trying to get it out.
Yeah, he's put Brett Stevenson on the first line, and John Sanowski is on the third line. A little flip-flop.
Well, try to make something happen. And again, long shot. Curtis couldn't quite catch up. And quick cover by AB goaltender. This time the face-off to the right of Jason Shostak.
Big boy. 6'3", 210.
6'3", 210, the junior. We get to see him again next year.
Yeah.
It's like watching and waiting.
Big boy.
Shot. Curtis couldn't quite catch up. And quick cover by AB goaltender. Well, fairly quiet. We got 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in a scoreless first period here. Rick Hasher will take the face-off against Mac DePace.
This line's been playing well.
And quick center and pass and a cover. Right, Dan, when Shostak stands up, he is... We got 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in a scoreless first period here. Rick Hasher will take the face-off against Mac DePace. Rick Hasher will... 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in a scoreless first period here. Rick Hasher will take the face-off against... Seconds remaining in a... And long shot in. Scoreless first period here. Rick Hasher will take the face-off against Mac DePace. The other night.
Yes, that was almost the same exact shot. He was ready for it this time.
I still haven't seen the replay on that. I want to know how that one made it into the net, but trying to get it around. Quick drop in on point. And puck cleared out of the zone. Here comes Stevenson. Stevenson trying to hit Trahan. Trahan keeping a hold of it. And Stevenson trying to get it. Puck still open. Puck still out in the open. Curtis trying to get it. Broken up by AB. Cleared. There goes Gilstrom and...
Net moved.
Okay, the play was at the blue line. How did the net move?
Good question.
Curtis, Trahan, and Stevenson. McCarthy and Lindstedt on defense. Icing. .521 remaining in the first period, scoreless.
Baby gets in trouble, they just ice the puck.
Okay, again, Curtis against Millwood. Face-off kept in by Lindstedt. And cleared by number 2, Brian Mullally. Millwood on the corner of the net, behind the net. Scotty Trahan. Malak. By AB, trying to take it out to the point, long shot to the right of Neal, back behind the net. 13, Justin Macklin. Macklin drops it off. Okay, again, Curtis against Millwood. Face-off kept in by Lindstedt and cleared by number 2, Brian Shostak. I love that name.
Good name.
All the way back into the Chelmsford end of Neal. McCarthy trying to connect with Curtis, can't quite make it. Stevenson, and we've got a whistle.
Off one of the players on the Chelmsford bench.
4:16, scoreless, first period. Okay, Phil Coyne. Back, long shot by Maraccio. Picked up by Lindstedt. Lindstedt trying to clear, kept in by McCarthy. McCarthy falls down in the corner. That's Seamus McCarthy. Another good Irish boy. Bacetto trying to dump it in. Pacelli. Side. Maraccio up to French. Jay Ryan trying to line him up, couldn't quite connect. Finch trying to center. Broken up. Here comes Jay Ryan. Ryan's got Andy Bacetto and Phil Coyne behind the net. Shostak leaving it to McCarthy. Seamus. Picked up by 10, Joel Veraccia. Jay Ryan, great hip check. A little hitting from behind AB. AB catching a break. Behind the net. Coming out. Well, first blood drawn by AB with 3:09 remaining in the first period. Jay Ryan taking a hit from behind, and to be honest with you, Dan, it looked like Mikey Kahns thought there was going to be a penalty, wasn't quite looking. The AB player picking it up and just walking in, stuffing it in the far corner.
The AB player definitely held Jason Ryan. That should have been a penalty, but it wasn't. And AB capitalized on it. Chelmsford's going to have to pick it up a little bit.
Again, it appears that not taking anything away from this Acton Boxborough team. All right, that's the announcement on the AB goal. Number 5, Brian Francis from Joel Veraccio and Seamus McCarthy. As I was about to say, Dan, not taking anything away from this AB team, but Chelmsford just seems to be playing down at a little bit lower speed than we've seen them play all year.
You're right.
And this is not their game. They need to pick up the pace here.
They're being outshot right now. Nine shots for AB, 6 shots for Chelmsford. Chelmsford has to pick it up a little bit here.
Yeah, we're looking at Coach Jack Fletcher in his 107th year here at Chelmsford. I'm sure I'll pay for that one. Okay, McCarthy dropping it for Trahan. Back center, picked off by Curtis. Curtis trying to hit Stevenson. Stevenson trying to pop it in, and puck goes behind the Chelmsford bench and into the crowd. Well, Coach Fletcher also graduated a number of seniors last year, and he's put together, as usual, a great squad here. Right now, Chelmsford in the Globe Top 20, ranked number 7 behind Catholic Memorial, Archbishop Williams, Reading, St. John's of Shrewsbury, BC High, and Matignon.
That sounds familiar. All those names are always up there.
Okay, Curtis trying to clear it out. Pacelli, long shot in, falls in on Neal. Carnes behind the net to McCarthy. McCarthy trying to get it up to Stevenson. Stevenson to Curtis. Curtis across, picked off by Turdick to Maracchio. Maracchio trying to dump it in, and AB making a quick change here. Number 3, Max DePace, picked up by Carnes to Maracchio. Maracchio, long shot, and almost backhanded there, made it into the net on the rebound. And it looks like McCarthy will be going out for interference here against Max DePace. So with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the first period, AB up 1-0. AB will get the first power play here. Face-off will be to the left of Neal. Hasher against Gilstrom.
1 minute to play in the period, 1 minute. Shuffle penalty, number 4, Kevin McCarthy, 1 minute and 40 seconds of interference. Penalty for 13 minutes, 58 seconds.
Okay, we had about a 7-line pass here. The face-off will come back inside the AB blue line. Looking at some of the crowd here, we can see Brett Stevenson's dad, Bill Stevenson, Barbara Stevenson. Not quite the crowd we had Saturday night in Billerica. So Howie, Jeff Neal's dad, he made one of the best stops of the night in the stands on one of those flying pucks. Okay, Millwood with 25 seconds remaining in the period, trying to get it out. Hits with Lindstedt. Puck dropped into the corner. Maracchio behind the net. Maracchio trying to make the long shot. They got Mike Mee hanging. Mike Mee, long shot to the left of Neal. And Jay Ryan clearing the length of the ice. 36 seconds remaining, and that'll on the penalty, and that'll just about do it. And at the end of one, we've got Acton Boxborough on top of the Chelmsford Lions by a score of 1-0, and they'll have a power play when we begin the second period for 29 seconds.
I think they're going to get a little talking to in the locker room after this period. You just have to pick it up a little bit.
Coach Fletcher and assistant coach Gallagher.
Like 5 feet. Keep a light on.
Well, Dan, a little bit slow first period. It seems like Acton Boxborough setting the pace of the game a little bit slower than Chelmsford's used to, and right now they're on top 1-0. They'll have a power play for almost 30 seconds coming back in the second period.
Yeah, they can kill this penalty. They'll be all right. They're going to come back in the second period, and they'll turn it on. They're a little bit tentative in the center part of the ice. They just have to get that quick pass off, and they'll be okay.
Well, I can imagine Coach Fletcher in there right now talking to these guys saying, hey, we want you to keep it nice and slow and relaxed. We know you had a tough game against Billerica, and just continue to go and wait for the breaks.
That's right. They'll come. The breaks will come.
I don't think that's quite the conversation Jack is going to have, and I suspect when they come out in the second period, we'll see them moving a lot quicker than they were moving in the first period.
They're going to need some Kleenex after this talk in the locker room.
All right, unofficially, it looks like the shots on net were approximately 10 for AB and 5 for Chelmsford during that period. We'll get it, and we'll see her at the beginning of the second period. All right, Dan, we're here ready for second period action. AB up 1-0 with Chelmsford 29 seconds worth of penalty killing to do here.
Should see a better Chelmsford team come out this period.
Well, as you mentioned, between periods, off camera here, it appears that every time AB gets in trouble, they're icing the puck, and unfortunately, we're just not playing to the speed that Chelmsford's accustomed to. So we'll see what happens. Okay, Scotty Trahan, Curtis dumping it in. Trahan can't quite connect with it. And we're going to see, I think Coach Fletcher has asked him to play a little bit more body in this period. It'll be interesting to see how quick the hits come. Okay, Lindstedt trying to keep it in. And Chelmsford back at full strength. Here's Stevenson. And long puck going in, icing. Remaining in the second period. With 37 seconds gone by, but killed off that penalty fairly successfully. AB not getting a shot in that time frame. Face-off will be to the right of Jason Shostak. Curtis against Max DePace. Mike Curtis again waved out. Looks like they're going to wave them both out. So it'll be Scotty Trahan against Justin Macklin. Trahan pokes it in the corner. Solon around the back of the net. Turdrick hit by Jay Ryan. DePace trying to take it out. Curtis picking it up. Curtis across to Stevenson. Stevenson across the red line. Dumps it in. Long shot. Dump behind the net. Up. Curtis trying to pick it up. Jay Ryan. Scotty Trahan loses it for a second. Mikey Curtis picking it up. Broken up by number 2, Brian Mullally. Mullally, as you pointed out, Dan, a sophomore, 6'2", 195 pounds, so.
Big boy.
AB, a young team, although, as we said, last year, 14-2, but they've got about a dozen juniors here, so next year they're going to be tough. Long shot, backhand to the right of Neild. And again, long shot in through the crease with the delay offside. 7-2 AB this year. What do you think, Dan? Do you think Chelmsford may have, coming off that Billerica win on Saturday, may have just underestimated this team?
I think they did, but I think this period they're going to pick it up. I think Jack, let him know what his thoughts are about this game, and I think they're going to pick it up.
Hadger with McDonald and Greenwood. Carnes and Ryan on defense. Carnes around, picked up by Greenwood. Greenwood being checked off the puck by Joel Veracci. Back behind the net. Great hit by McDonald. Picked up by Greenwood. Greenwood around the back of the net. Veracci trying to come out. Hadger up. Jay Ryan keeping it in. And puck clears the zone. Jay Ryan up above the red line. Dumps it in the zone. McDonald going in the corner against Francis. Pacelli, sorry. Around, Veracci. Dumped in by Hadger. Veracci around the net to Pacelli. Broken up by Greenwood. Greenwood picking it up. Finch trying to get it out, and Hadger just can't quite connect. Across to Carnes. Carnes across the red line, dumps it in. Quick hit by Pacelli behind the net. Drop from Maracchio. Great hit by Greenwood behind the net. Hadger getting an elbow in the face there, it appears. Chelmsford not getting any calls here tonight either, Dan.
Not yet. They will.
Jay Ryan was absolutely hauled down just before that goal, and no call. Okay, McDonald dumping it in. Coach Fletcher calling for a change. Shostak leaves it for Maracchio. Maracchio up to Mike Mee, can't connect. And Mike Kahn's taking a hit. Curtis across to Trahan and Pacelli. Kahn's behind the net, coming across, dumps it over to Lindstedt. Lindstedt trying to hit the long shot to Curtis, broken up by Solin, and Mike Mee just couldn't clear the zone. Face-off just outside the Chelmsford zone in front of the Chelmsford bench. Well, it looks like they're trying to pick up the pace here, Dan. They just can't quite connect.
You're right. It'll come. They just have to be patient.
Kahn's behind the net, dumping it up for Scotty Trahan. Trahan trying to poke it up, broken up by Francis. Curtis picking it up. Curtis up to Trahan. Trahan poking it forward. Stevenson covering Trahan. Trahan trying to dump it in. Broken up by Fitch. Stopped by Kahn's. Long shot. Curtis right there waiting for the rebound, Dan, but Nathan Shostak making the glove save and holding on.
Nice shot by Trahan. Got to start shooting on the goalie.
Okay, Coach Fletcher calling for another change. Bichetto with a coin and Sosnowski. McCarthy and Ryan on defense. McCarthy trying to dump it in. Puck trying to be cleared out, kept in by Andy Bichetto. A coin across. Sosnowski picked up by Bichetto. Great chance. Puck appeared to go just wide. McCarthy keeping it in. Bichetto behind the net, comes all the way around. Jay Ryan keeping it in, putting a hit on Turdrick. A coin, no one in front. Andy Bichetto behind the net. Phil Coin taking a hit by number 2, Brian Mullaney. So the only guy shorter than Kilroy has the 6', 295-pounder go up over his back. Puck coming around. Turdrick against Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan quickly sidesteps a hit and couldn't quite keep it in. McCarthy trying to come up to Coin. Can't quite connect on the pass. And quick dump in. Maracchio, and no ice, waving off ice. We got Fitch, cross, picked up, and puck almost lost in that shuffle on a screen on Jeff Neal. A coin being checked by Veraccia. Center and pass, blocked by Jeff Neal. Veraccia again trying to come around the net, broken up by McCarthy. Jay Ryan to a coin, can't quite connect. Picked up by McDonald. McCarthy, here's a break, number 9. Pitch, broken up. Great play by Kahns.
Great play by Kahns.
Okay, AB trying to change. Kahns across to McCarthy. McCarthy trying to hit Haja. Can't quite connect. McCarthy being checked by Francis, who scored the only AB goal. Again checked by Francis. And Gilstrom sent it out in front for me, but broken up by Haja. McDonald behind the net again, checked by Francis. AB seems to be taking the body here. Expected to see Chelmsford. Long shot. Covered by Neal, drops it behind the net for Kahns. Greenwood trying to hit Haja, can't quite connect. Well, it looks like AB decides they're going to hit as much as Chelmsford can coming out here.
Chelmsford's holding the puck too long. They should be making these quick passes out of the zone, but they're making them behind the back passes, the long passes. It's not working. They have to keep those little short passes going.
Well, the AB team, you know, when you start looking down the stats and the heights and weights, they've got a lot of 6 foot, 200-pound players out there. Mullally, 6'2", 195 pounds, and a sophomore out here on defense, and
he's as big as the goalie.
6'3", 210 pounds.
He looks bigger.
He does look bigger. All right, Stevenson, Curtis, and Trahan with Lindstedt and Ryan on defense. Face off to the left of Shostak. Picked up by Trahan. Trahan trying to come across. Trahan trying to center, and a backhanded by Scotty Trahan. Brett Stevenson was set up low post, and Scotty Trahan just walked in and backhanded it, tying it up with 7 minutes and 52 seconds into the second period.
That looked a little bit like the Acton goal. They allowed him to come right in front of the net, backhanded it right in. Nobody touched him.
Okay, Jeff Kidder, BU bound Jeff Kidder, as he told me before the game. Getting a shift out here.
Chosen goal for number 19, Scott Queen. Assist, number 23, Michael Curtis. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 2 seconds. 19 for 23, 7:02.
Well, Dan, we've heard that once or twice before. Here comes a coin. We've heard the Trahan from Curtis or Curtis from Trahan multiple times this year. Okay, Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan trying to put it up to Sosnowski. He's got Kidder out on this line. Jeff Kidder. Kidder trying to take off. Fill a coin. Cross, dumping it in the zone. And Kidder making a quick change. Here comes Stevenson back on this line. Stevenson dumping it in. Maracchio behind the back of the net. Maracchio trying to get it up to Francis. And cleared into the corner by Neal. Carnes being taken down. Scotty Trahan. Trahan. Quick jump by a coin there. We could have got called for too many men with Curtis on the ice and Phil trying to get off. Cons dumping it in. Curtis can't quite hold on. Puck coming back out. Mike Mead pops it out of the zone. Lindstedt. Me and Lindstedt. Or Lindstedt and me. Curtis. Curtis has 3-on-2 here. The net. Clear all the way out into the neutral zone, and puck in front of the AB net here. Dumped into the zone. Mike Cons. Con has Scotty Trahan. Trahan across to Curtis. Curtis sidestepping a hit from Maracchio. Has Stevenson. Looking. Back to Trahan. Scotty Trahan. Dumped back behind the net. Stevenson going in the corner. Has Curtis. Can't quite get a hold of the centering pass. Maracchio back around the net. Lindstedt coming, pressing on the boards. Bruce pinching, keeping it in. Mike Curtis covering, takes a long shot, tipped up and out of play by Scotty Trahan. Well, definitely the last few minutes has been all Chelmsford here, and AB not getting a chance to ice the puck. This is what we're used to seeing, Dan.
Yeah, they really got the pressure on in their zone now. They just have to keep it up, keep those short passes going, and things will turn around for Chelmsford.
Well, there's Coach Fletcher giving his stick handling expertise on the bench.
That explains it.
Okay, Greenwood in the corner. Haja. McCarthy picks it up, trying to center Greenwood. Can't quite make the connection. Greenwood trying to keep it in. Kept in by Ryan. Great by Jason Ryan on the point. Back behind the net. Mullally up, picked up by Ricky Haja. Quick shot, blocked by 17. Steven Wazlinski. Lindstedt with a shot on net in deep. Jay Ryan waiting for it, picked up by Greenwood. Greenwood Quick shot blocked out in front. AB trying to ice a puck here, can't do it, Dan, and there they go and get the long shot off. Lindstedt, he's going to have Turdrick on him. Up to Ricky Hasher, the break here comes Hasher. Shot in the goal!
Nice goal by Rick.
Barachi around the back of the net. Coin picked up by McCarthy. It's Seamus. Jay Ryan up the boards, and was Seamus trying to set up Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan just ducked underneath him, and he hit his own player here, Varachi. Okay, Phil Coin keeping it in the corner. Kelly. Up trying to hit Varachi. No ice called here. Don't understand that call. Jay Ryan behind the net to Cons. Cons up to Stevenson with Curtis in her hand. Can't quite get it out. Francis picked up by Cons and clear to center ice. Brian Mullally trying to take it in. Poked down by Mikey Curtis. Curtis can't quite hold on. And again, no icing.
Should have been an icing.
Cons up to Stevenson. Stevenson broken up by me. Solon, Jay Ryan, and Mike Curtis. Gilstrom. A lot of center ice play here. Need to get Chelmsford just to get it together. Scotty Trahan. Curtis against Mullally. And quick center broken up by number 4, Jason Solon. Scotty Trahan was poised there waiting. Long shot caught by Neild with me coming in. So face off here should be to the right of Jeff Neild. 2:12 remaining in the period. Chelmsford now on top 2-1.
Not too much work for Jeff this period. Chelmsford's controlled the play most of this period. There's Bruce. He's had a good year.
Yeah, Bruce originally started off playing forward, moved to defense a couple years ago, and has really held his own back there.
He's done well.
Lindstedt didn't quite get everything on it behind the net. Puck dropped on the back of the net. Lindstedt trying to get it in front, and Maraccio, and puck cleared. Lindstedt took the hard shot to clear that one around. It almost seemed like his stick had broke. He was just looking at it to see if he had the full blade there.
I gave him some bad luck there.
Could have been dangerous. Puck fell on the edge of the crease, and one of the AB players getting a quick shot, but Neil covering and holding the post. Lindstedt up to McDonald. McDonald checked off the play by Maraccio. Haja, Millwood, and Pacelli. Lindstedt trying to keep it in. Macklin. Macklin across to Francis. Turdek, sorry. Jay Ryan up. Great play by Haja. Greenwood. Back to Maraccio. Long shot and great cover. Bruce needs to stay calm here. It looks like we'll have offsetting penalties here with Millwood and Lindstedt tussling in front of the net.
Should be 5-on-5.
Okay, again, Kidder, a coin, and Stasnowski. And quick Coach Fletcher giving some polite instruction from the bench. And Jeff taking those instructions real well. Delayed offside. Nice stop there by Jeff Neal. The quick drop, unfortunately.
Nice stop by Jeff.
Kahns up to Sosnowski. Fit. Here comes Jeff Kidder. Kidder coming up, can't hold on. Phil LeCoin trying to dump it in. Pacelli, long backhand. Seamus McCarthy against Jay Ryan behind the net. To Kahns. Kahns to Kidder. Phil LeCoin across the blue line. Long shot, nice shot, far corner, but Jason Shostak with the blocker. Long shot on Neal. Jay Ryan, less than 10 seconds remaining. Here comes Curtis and Trahan. That'll about wrap it up, but a great opportunity there with Mike Curtis and Scotty Trahan breaking in alone.
Nice stop by the goalie. Big flurry at the end. Oh, they play a much better period.
Definitely came out playing their pace and their speed in the second period compared to the first, and again it shows 2-1. You look at the size of the players and look at the stats on AB, and they have definitely got some big boys on that team. You go down, starts with the goaltender, 6'3", 210 pounds, and 6'2", 200 pounds. Chelmsford giving up a lot, but late in that period, Dan, they just seem to be taking the body and holding their own and playing their speed. They didn't give AB the chance to ice a puck. We're definitely pressing heavily in the Acton Boxborough defending zone, and I think it paid off.
Definitely. They're really hustling to the puck now. They're making those quick passes, and they're not allowing Acton Boxborough to get to the puck in the corners. They're beating them to the puck, and they keep rotating around. So I think they're doing everything that Jack Fletcher told them to do.
Well, you could see, Jeff Kidder getting some time there late in the period, and face-off to the right of Neal. The wing on Kidder's side coming across, getting that quick shot, although it wasn't a hard shot. And Coach Fletcher yelling out the instructions to Kidder, and the next drop of the puck, Kidder just came over and decided to put the body and put the check on, and took him right out of the play. So.
Yeah.
Great chance late in the period with Trahan and Curtis running in on the AB goalie, but couldn't quite put it in the net.
He's a big boy. He just closed his pads, put his stick down, and bounced off his pads. Good shot by Curtis. Just didn't go in.
And shots in net in that period were
6 for Acton Boxborough and 10 for Chelmsford.
So almost just the opposite of the first period with the shots on net. So we expect Coach Fletcher's going to ask this team to come out and do more of what they did in the second period, and hopefully if they do, holding AB scoreless in that period, putting 2 on the net, we should be looking at a 4-1 game at the end here.
I agree.
All right, we'll see you at the beginning of the third period.
There we go.
Okay, Dan, we're ready for third period action here. Chelmsford on top 2-1, and as we said at the end of the second period, I'm sure Coach Fletcher's looking for more of the same of the second period type of play from these guys. Should point out in the Merrimack Valley Dual County League, Chelmsford 3-0 in the league, 8-1 overall, and right behind them, this Acton Boxborough team, 2-1 in the league and 7-2 overall. Followed by Central Catholic, Tewksbury, and the Indians of Billerica are holding up the basement. Okay, Curtis and Stevenson with Jay Ryan and Mike Kahns. Stevenson trying to get it up to Curtis, couldn't quite connect. Delayed offside. Puck, no ice here. Puck thrown into the Chelmsford end. Carnes behind the net and try to do a quick drop to Jay Ryan and almost put it out in front of the net. Curtis, here comes Francis. Francis with the lone AB goal. Cross to Ryan, throws it in behind the net. Carnes picking it up. Carnes trying to drop it for Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan in the corner in with Justin Macklin. Macklin, Max the pace. Here comes Mike Curtis. Mike Curtis trying to dump it in, ducks the check from Brian Mullally. Around, broken up by Mike Carnes. Here we go with Brett Stevenson. Long shot. He had Mike Curtis out in front. Jay Ryan to Curtis. Curtis taking a shot in, up and in.
Nice shot by Curtis.
Mike Curtis, Jason Shostak, you see, he had Mike Curtis with Brett Stevenson. Long shot. He had Mike Curtis out in front.
And that's where it went.
Johnson goal, over number 23, Michael Curtis.
Okay, we can
Number
Ryan to Curtis. Curtis taking a shot in, up and in. That top corner. 1:22 of the first period. Curtis from Jay Ryan. Ricky Haja trying to come around the net. Marascio coming up, checked off by Haja, kept in by McDonald. McDonald trying to keep it in. Pacelli, long shot trying to hit Macklin, doesn't connect, and that'll be icing. The puck will come back to the Acton Boxborough end. So that should put Mike Curtis just about even with Scotty Trahan right now on points. Both Trahan and Curtis at the top of the league right now, leading scorers. Cisnowski going to take the face-off here. Quick drop in on Jason Shostak. You're about to say, Dan.
I was saying that Mike Curtis, what a big turnaround from last year. He's really putting the points on the board.
Well, I think last year, I mean, Mike has always been a long shot by Carnes and almost had a quick backhand in the net. Curtis has always been a two-way player. We've watched him since the time he was a mite. You know, he was in the local association when Metro come back. We saw him on some of the select teams. Always been a great two-way player, and I think last year just playing more defense and offense.
Right.
Which doesn't make him a bad boy, but doesn't necessarily put him at the top of the scoring bracket, and he can definitely put the puck in the net as we saw in that last goal. Okay, Mullally around. Puck goes deep into the Chelmsford end, and that will be icing. So it looks like AB is resorting back to the, when we get a little pressure, let's ice the puck and not have to put up with it. So it brings Stevenson, Curtis, and Trahan back out. Face off to the left of Jason Shostak with Lindstedt and Jay Ryan on defense. Lindstedt can't quite keep it in. Francis and me on Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan trying to pick up the puck. Me trying, couldn't quite hold on. Gilstrom across. And Stevenson with a quick hit on, I think it was Francis. Francis in the net under-nailed, and Jay Ryan taking offense to that. Jeff getting up a little slow here.
Good play by Stevenson to come back and help.
So Stevenson putting the hit on Francis. Francis with the lone AB goal and dropping him into the crease, and unfortunately in a nail, but was the only place he could hit him, and smart play by Brett.
Yeah, good back checking by Brett Stevenson.
Looks like we drew a penalty there, though.
Number 21, Jason Ryan. 1 minute and 30 seconds for roughing. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
So Jay Ryan taking a roughing call there, and that'll give AB power play here. Curtis out in front and quick shot on net. This is a great place for a short-handed goal by the Lions, Dan.
Yeah, Mike Curtis, he likes the open ice. He can stick handle.
To Scotty Trahan, and quick shot by Scott. These two guys have played together for a long time, and it shows.
Yeah.
And that'll be ice, which isn't the best thing you want to do when you have a power play. And AB coach right below us here, not very pleased about that icing. So great penalty killing, 25 seconds remaining on a penalty, 11:06 remaining in the third period with Lions up on top 3-1. Hazard and McDonald with Kahns and Lindstedt. Fitch up to DePace. DePace trying to keep it in. DePace across the blue line. Has Macklin with him. Macklin in the corner against Kahns. Fitch trying to drop it back to Maraccio. Long shot and a deflection, Dan, out in front. That puck hit one of the AB players on the, looked like it hit one of the AB players on the pads on the way in and just deflected up over Jeff.
Yeah, number 3 deflected it right in the net. I think it went right through Jeff's legs.
So not a great goal, but on the scoreboard they're the same, and that makes it a different ball game here with 3-2, 10:47 remaining. A power play goal.
Jumpin is yet to be in a power play, so.
Okay, we'll see who they credit that goal to, but
Acton Boxborough goal, scored by number 3, Matt DePace. Assist, number 9, Cam Finn. Assist, number 8, Mark Machado. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 13 seconds. 3 from 9 and 8, 4:13.
well, you called it, Dan. The puck deflected off of DePace and into the net, so DePace getting credit for that goal from both number 9 and number 8, Cameron Fitch and Mark Maraccio. Kahns, Greenwood, Hazja, McDonald on a break. McDonald, quick shot, oh, saved by Jason Shostak. Couldn't hold on and unfortunately couldn't quite slide into the net. Greenwood taking an elbow, no call, and puck up and out of play in the net behind Jason Shostak.
Almost. McDonald always put it in.
All right, face-off will be to the left of Jason Shostak. John Sanowski, Jeff Kidder again, and Phil Coyne. Jay Ryan in the corner trying to get it off to Sanowski. Picked up by Coyne. Broken up. Number 19, Seamus McCarthy, went wide. Quick shot by 15, Ed Turdrick, and great pad save by Jeff Neild. Jay Ryan picked up by Phil Coyne. Lindstedt dumping it in. Sanowski still offside around the back of the net. Solins got Turdrick and broken up by Sanowski. Maraccio dumping it in over the head of Jeff Kidder. Behind the net to Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan trying to come up the board to Kidder. Broken up by Veracci. Puck cleared out. Maraccio. Back, picked up by Acton. Acton got a break. Got Stadnowski with him. And Solon dumping and falling on the puck.
Nice play by number 4 from Acton Boxborough.
James Solon sliding across and blocking that pass. Stadnowski had a couple players coming down and had the chance to get the quick break on the goalie. Jay Ryan, Mikey Kahns anchoring the D with Scotty Trahan, Curtis, and Brett Stevenson. Trahan with a quick shot right off the face-off and quick cover. Okay, Scotty Trahan against Gilstrom. Puck drop, Trahan trying to dump it in for Stevenson. Stevenson back to Trahan. Trahan looking for Curtis. Curtis in the slot, up high. Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan keeping it in. Backhands it in the corner to Stevenson. Stevenson against Millwood. Has Trahan. Trahan trying to pick it up. Pushed by Millwood. Picked up by Bocelli. Up to the point. Jay Ryan falling down. Trying to keep it in. Broken out. And number 11, Mike Mee, couldn't quite hold on. Curtis trying to hit Trahan into the corner. Millwood against Stevenson, picked up by Trahan. Trahan out in front, tried to drop it for Curtis, and Curtis just overskating. Again has Trahan. Trahan trying to hold on, quick slap shot, and I don't think Shostak saw that one, Dan. It hit him and fell right in front of him in a quick cover. Caught a break there.
Fills a lot of that net up.
Yeah, I think mentioned between periods, probably the biggest goalie I've seen since Ken Dryden. Seems to be able to get down and butterfly and still have his head over the crossbar. Kahn's trying to dump it in. The lay offside. McDonald has it clearing. Greenwood trying to keep it. To Pace, to Turdick. Kahn's across to Lindshead. Lindshead trying to hit McDonald. Picked up by Haja. Haja, good check by Mullally. To Pace coming up across center ice. Long shot to the right of Jeff Neal. Kahn's trying to poke it out. Haja trying to picked up by McDonald. Lindstead pushing it up. Mullally waiting for it. Tries to get it up. McDonald and Mullally. Haja trying to drop it. Macklin bumped off the puck by Lindstead. Turdick behind the net, picked up by Kahn's. Kahn's coming across. Veraccia. Kahn's back to the point. Mullally trying to keep it in. And here comes Ricky Haja. He's got Greenwood 2-on-1. Great play by Solon again, going to his knees. Solon's got Veraccia. Veraccia looked like it could have been offside. Great hit by Jay Ryan. And long shot from the point, and Jeff Neal getting the right pad down, but catching the pad and up and over. And tie ball game, Dan, with 6:31 remaining in the third period.
Well, the puck is up bouncing our way this period. They're getting all the good bounces. That puck slipped right underneath this pad. The puck was bouncing and rolling.
Long shot in the screen, Dan, and he saw it late and got the pad on it, but just seemed to trickle through.
Acton Boxborough goal, scored by number 20, Tom Millwood. Assist, number 4, Janet Rowe. Assist, number 10, Joel Veraccia. Time of the ball, 8 minutes, 29 seconds. 20 for 4 and 10, 8:29.
Chumps are just going to get back on those short passes, forget the long stuff. Pass the puck, beat them to the corners, and they'll be okay.
Okay. Bichette, Acton, Kidder with Ryan and Lindstead on defense. Puck poked in behind the net. Lindstead picking it up. Lindstead trying to get it up. to a coin looking for Bichetto. Bichetto coming across. Bichetto got a break. Poke check by Shostak, and Bichetto just couldn't quite hold on. Here comes Solon. Solon with two great defensive moves across. The stop of the night right there by Jeff Neal, stacking him. Solon had, not sure who that was with him, probably Seamus McCarthy, and 2-on-1 quick pass, and Jeff Neal stacking him and making the stop.
Nice glove save.
Well, the crowd's still buzzing on that, and there was an icing call against Chelmsford, and unfortunately the players couldn't hear the whistle.
That was a game saver right there.
All right, Trahan. Sosnowski out here on this line, Coach Fletcher going back to his front line here. Sosnowski across, Trahan, Sosnowski trying to get the shot off. Quick poke, hit the post! Hit the post, Dan, I don't know if you caught that behind Jason Shostak, but hit the post and bounced the wrong way.
Just laid there. I said, we're not getting the good bounces here.
Well, 3-3, 5-12 remaining in the game, and Coach Fletcher going back to the front line with John Sosnowski, Mike Curtis, and Scotty Trahan. Carnes and Ryan on defense. Mee trying to poke it out. Jay Ryan. Mike Mee coming up against him. Ryan being slammed into the boards.
I think he got hurt on that one, Bill. Jason doesn't get hurt too often, but I think that one shook him up.
Jay Ryan going to the bench. You're right, that does not happen very often. Sosnowski, quick shot, couldn't keep it in. Back to Mike Carnes, and net move. Well, the trainer looking at Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan just literally slammed into the boards, and for Jay Ryan to go off. Mike
got hit by a freight train.
took the hit from Mike Mee, listed as 5'10", 210 pounds, and he doesn't look like he's 5'10" any longer, so I don't think he lost weight when he grew. Well, we've watched Jay Ryan for 4 years here, and I don't think I've ever seen him leave the bench, and I think last year in the Super 8 he was playing with a small fracture in the foot, right?
Yeah.
So this is a kid that doesn't go down often. That was quite a hit. All right.
Dishes him out.
Greenwood has Hazard back behind the net to McDonald. McDonald trying to send on Hazard. Hazard the backhand, and Shostak with a cover. So Jay Ryan now coming back on the ice, and Mike Carnes going off.
Jason's a tough kid. Taking more than one hit to get him out of this game.
Well, I think payback would be tops in his mind, but in a 3-3 game, I think getting that goal is going to be key first.
All right.
Okay, Jay Ryan with Turdick. Jay right back in it. Millwood, long shot, great pad save again by Neal. In the corner, Hazard trying to poke it out. Jay Ryan coming up. Jay Ryan being hacked by Ed Turdick, and that'll be icing. 3:46, 3-3 tie here with the two top teams in the division, Dan.
Turned out to be a real good game.
All right, Ryan and Lindstead anchoring on D with Trahan, Curtis, and John Sosnowski. Curtis will take the face-off. Face-off back to Scotty Trahan, and quick hit by Seamus McCarthy on Scotty Trahan, but he still gets a shot off, and not quite what he wanted on it. Jason Shostak making the glove save.
He doesn't leave too many rebounds.
Okay, Trahan this time taking the face-off. Curtis appeared to be offside on the draw there.
4-on-1.
Lindstedt against McCarthy behind the net. Lindstedt trying to get it up to Curtis. Curtis dropping it back. Solomon with a long shot, and again a screen and a quick pad. Jeff Neal playing a great game late here in the third period. Curtis coming across, has Trahan. Trahan just slightly behind the play. Jay Ryan across, trying to get it out to Sosnowski. Trahan in the corner against McCarthy. Scotty Trahan trying to keep it in. McCarthy trying to poke it out. Trahan keeps it in, but picked up by Solon. Solon loses it in the ref's feet. And long shot. Broken up by Curtis. Curtis trying to hit Sosnowski. John Presson against Millwood. Millwood coming out. Scotty Trahan trying to pick it up. Broken up by Curtis. Curtis back in the zone. Coach Fletcher calling for a change. Here comes Greenwood, McCarthy, and Haja. Kept in by Jay Ryan. Greenwood trying to center it. Can't quite do it. Jay Ryan taken down from behind. Haja covering for Jay Ryan. And Mike Mee trying to keep it in. 27. Dan Gilstrom in the corner with Kahns. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game. 3-3 tie. Here comes McDonald. McDonald coming in. McDonald long shot. And Haja waiting for the rebound.
Yeah, we get one shot on net, and he keeps grabbing the puck. You won't allow 2 shots in a row.
Well, Dan, most timeout here, it looks like timeout Chelmsford. Most shots that you get on the goalies are typically the first shots, and Shostak not leaving any rebounds here. Well, 2:09 remaining in the game, 3-3 tie, and Coach Fletcher coming out with his front line. It looks like, or is he gonna leave Greenwood and Haja line out here?
I'd say leave the Greenwood Haja line out and let the Trahan line go out there the last minute of the game, or last minute 30. You have to get some offense going here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. He seems to be telling this line exactly how he wants them to set it up and see if they can keep the puck in the zone.
Anything can happen here. 2 minutes. Our defense has to watch it.
Well, Jay Ryan still in this game. And as you said, it takes a lot to take him out. It looks like Coach Fletcher is going to put out Trahan, Curtis, and McDonald out here. So looking for as much speed and shooting as he can get. Lindstedt and Ryan on defense. So Curtis poking the puck in the corner. McDonald trying to poke it. No one else back there. The pace. Poking it out to Fitch. Fitch has Gilstrom with him. Gilstrom heading for the net. Is that Turdick? McDonald can't quite get the handle on it. Back to Lindstedt, up to Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan to Curtis. Curtis has Trahan and McDonald. Trying to dump it for Trahan. Well, number 3 maxed the pace, and Jay Ryan. And
that was a vicious cross check right in the back of his head. That's the first power play we're going to have today, and we need it.
Well, a 3-3 game with 1:36. You typically don't get that type of a call, and it has to be pretty flagrant for that to happen. I didn't see other than seeing Jay go down.
He got him. He was right from behind. He cross-checked him right in the back of the head.
And Coach Fletcher, I think, is asking about this call, because if they get an attempt or injury, he doesn't come out. So face-off will be to the left of Jason Shostak. And the Lions will have their first power play of the game with a 3-3 tie and a minute and 36 seconds left to go. So I'm confused here. Did they send Jay off also, so we had matching penalties here?
Matching penalty.
We're 5 on 5.
And number 3, Matt to play 1 minute and 40 seconds for high sticking. Chelsea penalty to number 21, Jason Ryan, 1 minute and 30 seconds for interference. Time of the penalty 13 minutes and 24 seconds.
Well, don't understand that one, but I didn't see it, so.
Like I said, bounces aren't going our way today.
Mike Kahns, long shot. Puck coming around. Great bounce out in front, but Trahan can't quite get the backhand off as fast as he wanted to. Mike Kahns with a shot, hit the backboard, come out behind Jason Shostak and couldn't catch the back of his pad. AB coach calling for them to tie up and get a whistle. Puck cleared the zone. Scotty Trahan dumping it in. Curtis against Solon. Solon coming down. He's got Seamus McCarthy and Macklin with him. Curtis trying to poke it out to McDonald. This will not be ice. Only 10 seconds remaining in the game, and AB trying to ice it now, and that should be icing. So that will bring us down to 5 seconds remaining in the game. Tough call for Coach Fletcher here. Does he chance pulling Neal and putting the sixth skater on and trying to put the puck in the net?
Well, he's going to put Lavelle in, get another timeout, and I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll put 6 skaters out. He's been doing this a lot lately.
Well, great call by Coach Fletcher here. He knows he's probably not going to see another shot on net. Can't call a timeout, so he can put in the goaltender and send out the troops just to warm him up to talk to his first line and see if they can get the shot on net.
Give him a little bit of a rest.
I'll bring it over.
So Adam Lavelle, the sophomore goaltender, being warmed up, but this is purely a way of getting a timeout, which is what the experience does for Coach Fletcher.
He's done this quite a few times this year, and, you know, it's paid off.
So 5 seconds remaining.
I think everybody's going to go to the net, try to get one shot off. They won't have much time. 5 seconds is not much time.
So who do you have take this face-off, Trahan or Curtis?
I'd have Curtis take the Trahan's a bigger boy. He'll go right to the net. I guess they're not going to pull the goalie.
All right, they are going to call Adam out of the net. And it is the rule, you can do it. Coach Fletcher knowing the rule, 6 skaters, so the 6th skater will be Hazard out here. McDonald, Trahan, Curtis, with Jay Ryan and Lindstedt. AB complaining that they want the goaltender put back in, but can pull him at any time.
He has to stay until the puck is dropped.
And unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to get the shot off.
This is like a victory for Acton.
This is like a victory for AB, Dan. I agree. Coming out of here with a 3-3 tie. And unfortunately, I think you can't say Chelmsford lost this because they're walking away with a point, but they come in here at the beginning and didn't seem to skate the first period the way they typically do.
It cost them.